What's going on, everybody? Taylor Garcia here with another episode of Talk with Taylor. This is episode number 11. I'm really excited to have this conversation with you guys today. It is just me today. I do not have a guest on today, but I will have a guest next week that I'm really excited to share with you. This week, I'm excited to have this conversation because I'm in the midst of it. And I know this is a trending topic right now, especially with business owners. And in my industry specifically, a lot of people are having conversations about it. And the topic is about hiring the right team, right? Or team culture, and figuring out who is the right person in the right seat of your bus. And I'm just going to kind of jump right into it because I think at our agency, we've always really struggled with that of finding the right people in the right seat. We've always kind of hired just whoever had the most experience or who we thought was the best fit, but we didn't really look at the agency as a whole, like as a team, right? We looked at each person individually. Well, we didn't realize that this person really may not get along with this person, or this person's core values or their vision of where they see us going is completely different from where everyone else saw it, right? Or whatever. So I felt like there was always this internal like clash because we had some older generation people in our agency that were kind of grandfathered in that didn't like the way that the new people were doing it. And so our team was kind of like internally, struggling. So as things moved on, and as I kind of been working up the ranks at the agency, that was one thing that I've been really pushing was, hey, we all need to be on the same page. We all need to have a core mission, a core value, and we all need to be on a team. We're not all against each other here. We all need to be doing things the same way. And it was really hard, and it's still really hard to do. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I don't have this all figured out. There are many people that I'm learning from, especially in my industry, that are doing this much better than me. And so I'm coming to you with this, and not as an expert, not as a guru on this. I have still much to learn, but this is kind of just me sharing my struggles and my journey on this because I'm right in the midst of it. Let me take you back a little bit. Just a little bit ago, maybe a year ago, one of my dear friends, Stephen Turnbull, gave me this book called The Energy Bus. If you haven't read The Energy Bus, I strongly recommend it because this was one of these books that really changed my mindset, because the whole book is really about finding the right people to put in the right seat of your bus. This is where the bus is going. Everybody on that bus needs to make sure everybody knows where we're going and everybody's on the same page, right? And it really kind of opened my mind to, our bus is all over the place. Our people on the bus are in wrong seats. Like, we were really kind of like scattered. So after reading that book, it really opened my eyes to, okay, maybe this person's shouldn't be doing this job. Maybe this person shouldn't be on our team, right? And I don't want to come off as, hey, I'm over here just axing people and firing everyone. But at the same time, I started to look at our agency as a whole, and I was like, man, we got some people that are on the wrong seat or in the wrong seat, right? Or maybe they shouldn't be on our bus at all because what their mantra is, or their motto, or their core values, or how they live their lives isn't really aligning with where we're wanting to go. And they didn't really want to go where we were wanting to go. And so we've had to make some hard decisions recently, right? Say like my wife, she was in our accounting department. She did not like what she did. I just knew that. And so we figured she's in the wrong seat on the wrong bus. She didn't want to be here. She didn't want to be in accounting. So let's find somebody that does like their job and like what they do and are good at what they do. So again, all of these things we've been doing is picking and making sure we're building the right team and being very intentional about it. So that is not an easy feat, and it's been really challenging recently. But here's a few things that I'm going to share with you that I've found over the last 6 months that I'm noticing after I started to pick and choose the right people for the right seats. Early on, we always were struggling with the performance of the agency. We were struggling with retention because some people didn't like certain people, and we would get somebody in, we would hire somebody, and then they really didn't like the atmosphere or the vibe of the company, so they would leave, or whatever the reasoning was, right? So, but at the same time, on the flip side, we have had employees work for us for a very long time. Our retention of employees was fairly well, but new employees, the younger generations coming in, we were struggling to keep them on board. Mostly with salespeople because maybe they didn't realize, sales is fairly hard. But otherwise, I was finding that our attraction of the agency, like bringing somebody in and somebody wanting to come work for us, was hard. That was one side of it. The other side was, the employee satisfaction. Are the employees happy being here? Do they like working with their coworkers? Is everybody having a good vibe in the office, right? Does everybody mesh well? Well, recently we've made some changes. We've unfortunately let a few people go. We've hired a few new people. And I feel like for the first time in a long time, our agency is at a spot where we got a very intentional team. Yes, we've downsized our team, right? We used to have maybe 12 employees. Maybe we're down to 7. But that's okay. I'm not going to say we got rid of dead weight because that's rude to say to any of the employees that used to work here, because I valued everyone that's worked here and put in the work that they did. I really appreciated anybody that's worked here, right? But we did release some people that were not on the bus. And I keep using the reference of bus because, again, that book really changed my mindset. And if you haven't read this book, reach out to me. I would happy to get you a copy of this book, because a friend of mine gave me the book as a gift, and it changed my mind. And if I could change one person's mindset with this book, I would love to. So please reach out to me. If you haven't read this book, I will send you a copy. It really is amazing. So getting back to it, this is the first time in a long time that I feel like our team is strong. Each person in their seat is supposed to be where they're supposed to be. And I feel like our agency is being very intentional with how we grow moving forward. We're helping the right type of clients. We're partnering with the right insurance companies. Yes, the market's hard right now, but I think our team right now is very strong and we all mesh very well. I think our core values are aligning. I think as I come in and I'm sharing where my vision is, where I want the agency to go or where I'm seeing the agency in the future, everybody's on the same page, everybody's on board. And this is the first time in a long time I felt that way. When I come into the office, I can talk to each person about maybe all my crazy thoughts, right? About, hey, I got this new software, or I want to try this. What do you think about this? And we could have a collaborative discussion versus an argument. Oh, well, you're just trying to do this, or, it's not a productive conversation. We could sit down, we'll sit down in a little huddle for 20, 30 minutes and have a collaborative discussion and be productive and say, well, shoot, this may not work, right? Taylor, I know you want to try this, but it just seems like it's going to cause more steps for us or more work. I don't think it's going to provide enough value to be worth it. I'm like, oh. And then it gets me thinking, right? And I'm like, wow, you're absolutely right. Thank you for, sharing that with me, because I think that in my head, it seemed to be working. But when they come at a different angle and they share their opinions on it, again, I'm not closed-minded. I'm very open-minded. I don't have this figured out. I'm not going to pretend I have any of this figured out. So to have other people's opinions, it's really a great thing. So I think like I said, for the first time in a long time, we have a really strong, smaller, lean team. Our office is a little smaller. We're just being a lot more intentional with where we're going and how we're growing. We're not the insurance agency to serve every single client. We're not the cheapest around town. We're not going to be the everything to everyone. And that's okay. We never have been, right? We've never been the agency that's like, hey, we'll get you the bare bones policy. You need it for a month. Sure. No, we're more the family feel. Hey, we're going to get you the right coverages. You may not like it or you may not like the price, but this is what we recommend. And this is what you need to have proper insurance, right? Now, of course, price is always a factor. We're never trying to rip anyone off or scam anyone, none of that. But at the same time, we want to make sure you have the right insurance. So if you have a claim, we can guarantee that if there's a claim, you have the right coverage and we will pay out on that claim. So these are some of the things that it's been really ingrained in me from my father-in-law when I got hired. He always wanted that. He always had that mindset of, our clients are going to have the best coverages, because if something's going to happen, we're not going to be scared to go, oh shoot, did he have that coverage? Did we add that? And so I've been relaying that to our team. And in the past, we've had a few team members that completely disagreed with that. They wanted to just get them the best price. Maybe that's cutting a lot of coverages just so they could get a cheaper policy because they can't afford it. I understand where they were coming from. However, that's just not how we operate. And that's okay. There's agencies that will certainly help those clients that need the bare bones policy just for a short temporary period of time. That's not just our clientele. And so with all this being said, I'm just really excited. I'm really excited to see where the agency is going and how we're building. And I'm really excited for the clients that we serve. Like, all this is going to do is provide a better client relationship. It's going to provide a better client experience. It's going to provide a better employee experience. It's going to provide me a better employer experience. It's a win-win across the board when you have a strong culture and a strong team. And I've been learning this from a lot of people. Like I said, there's some people that I've been learning this from that are a lot better than me at this. I have a dear friend, Brett, who he's so kind by sharing his time and his wisdom and knowledge with us, because he's built a fabulous team at his insurance agency, and the people there is just, everybody's like one, and it's really cool to see. So I'm starting to implement some of that, and some of that means it's hard conversations, right? Maybe it is cutting some of those people that have bad mindsets or just negative mindsets or doesn't want to go where we're going. And unfortunately, it is what it is, right? But as of right now, we have a smaller, leaner team that's really, really intentional and really strong. And I couldn't be more proud. I couldn't be more humble. I couldn't be more excited for where we're at. So if you have a company and you're looking, let me kind of get to this. So if you have a business, right, or you're starting a business, or you already have employees, again, I'm no expert in this, so take this with, how much you're paying for this. What I would do is hire slow, fire fast. I mean, that's a common thing, right? But hire the right person. Don't hire because of the experience, or don't hire because, like, when you find somebody that their core values, their missions, their personality, it'll fit within the culture of that you're building, you could always teach them whatever you're hiring them for. Like for me, I don't need somebody with a ton of insurance experience. If I can find somebody that has the right personality, I could teach them the insurance. I want somebody that's going to mesh well with our team and it's going to provide extended value versus, okay, if I found somebody with really good experience, they can sell insurance, but they're jerks and nobody else likes them, right? Trust me. So if you're hiring an employee or you're working on building a team, make sure you're being very intentional with who you hire, because I promise you at the end of the day, if you don't do that, you're going to be miserable. You're going to come into an office, or you're going to come into a business that you don't really want to be at because you have employees you don't really want to talk to. And it's like the whole thing with clients. I say that with clients too. Be intentional with who you bring on as a client, because then all of a sudden you're going to start hating work because you don't want to talk to these clients because you hate them because they're jerks. Make sure you're building a team that's aligned with where you want the company to go. And that's my biggest takeaway from this, was as I'm going through this, is being very intentional with who I hire, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to provide the consistent performance and the consistent standards of the agency. And it's going to be overall a such better experience for the employees, for the clients, for everyone. And really, that's where I think, again, I'm going through this as I go through this, but I think that's how you're going to see the long-term success, is by providing a positive culture that's, that is open to creativity and mindsets, and hey, let me try to, well, what about this option, or what about this opinion, or hey, I have an idea. Like, be open to those ideas from your employees, because as you're building the right team, you're going to trust their opinions, or you're going to trust their ideas, or you're going to try their ideas. So be open to that as an employer, because I think for me, I started in this agency as just an employee. I worked alongside everyone I have. Now that I'm as the president of the company, I know exactly what everybody does, and I don't see them as employees. I see them as coworkers. I see them as partners. I see them as, I work for them. They do majority of the work. And so when they have an idea or they have something that comes to me and says, hey, Taylor, I know you implemented this, but it's causing a lot more stress or it's causing really some frustration, I'll truly evaluate it versus saying, too bad, sorry, do it because I said so. I think it's really important that way. And I think once you build a good culture and a good team, it's going to really attract new employees. I think when you start to show people your team and you show people the positivity you have in your office and the creativity you have in your office and everything else, it's going to attract newer employees that have similar mindsets. So not only are you going to build the right team and it's going to feel good as the employer because you're going to come into your business and you're going to like everyone that you're working with and everybody's on the same page and your bus is moving, you're going to start attracting people that are similar minded and it's just going to snowball. I truly believe it. And again, I want to emphasize, I keep saying this and I'll stop, but I'm no expert in this. This is from what I've been seeing and what I've been experiencing and all the hard conversations I've had to have recently with maybe letting some people go, hiring different people, it's been really challenging the last year or so, but I'm starting to see the benefits of weeding out some of the people, bringing in some good people, and being very intentional with who I want on the team and if making sure they align with where I'm going. That's where I'm at. I think that that's really important. I think building a right team and culture is very important to a company. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. If it's retail, making sure the person that when the customer walks in the door, that person that greets them has that positive mindset. Hey, thank you for coming in, right? Or it could be down to the cashier. Hey, thank you so much for buying this. If there's anything else I could do, let me help you, or whatever it is, right? Every single person in your organization has to have that positive mindset or at least the same mindset of where your company is going, right? Or the culture of the company. They all have to kind of align. Or else if you have that one person that's holding everybody down, everybody's going to feel it. And I feel like it's just a domino effect at that point because I've seen it firsthand. That's the only reason I'm saying this is because I've seen it firsthand. You can have a whole team of really good people, but then you have that one person and it brings everything down. When you remove that one person that's holding everybody down, everybody flourishes. Everybody's blooming. And that's kind of where we are right now. The last couple of days, it's been night and day difference since we've kind of made some shifts in our team. And so that's why I'm sharing this, because we've been recently making some shifts and I'm starting to see the success of building an intentional, good team. And we're all on the same page. We're all doing things the same way and everything's moving. And I'm starting to see that engine, I'm trying to build this well-oiled engine that everybody's just moving. Everybody's in the same motion. Everybody's doing the same thing in the same way. And that's how we're going to grow and build and scale. And I'm starting to do it. I'm starting to see it. It's not easy. But yeah, I love everyone on our team. Our employees are amazing. Our staff is amazing. Whatever you want to call them, right? My team members, it's been really great. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to share some of that because I've been in the midst of building out this team and it's been really it's been a struggle. It's been hard. It's been challenging, but it's been rewarding at the end of the day. And I'm learning constantly. And again, I learn from other people. I learn from books. I learn in many different ways. I'm no expert in this, but it's been really great. And so that's all I wanted to share. If you have a company or if you're looking to start hiring your first employees, or if you have employees, I hope this helped because, and I hope you know that there's light on the other side. If you're in a position where you don't feel like there's some of your team members that are aligned with where you're wanting the company to go. I challenge you to have those hard conversations with those employees. And it's okay if you maybe have to weed out certain people from your company. It's okay if you have to, strip down to then rebuild, because that's kind of where we are right now. And it's only getting better. And so, yeah, appreciate you guys listening to this conversation. Thank you again. Next week, I'm really excited for the conversation I'm going to have. It's going to be my wife and I. Sam's coming on. We're going to talk about, what it's like for her to work with somebody like me, or not work with me, for what it's like for her to live and be married to somebody like me that works a lot and all he does is talk about insurance, or all he does is create content, or whatever it is. I want her to kind of give her, insight of what that's like. And so, because I'm assuming if you're an entrepreneur and you have a partner, they got to be understanding of that you might work late hours, early mornings, and you're kind of always on and you're always thinking about this. So I'm really excited to kind of hear her side of it, and you guys can kind of hear what it's like being married to me. Hopefully it's good. There's probably not all good, but yeah, so next week it's going to be Sam and I'm really excited for that. But again, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Talk with Taylor. I truly appreciate every single one of you. I hope you got something out of this. I don't know if you did. Again, I'm just documenting my journey of what I'm doing and where I'm at and how I've been seeing some success, some struggles. And I hope that as I share this journey alongside you, as I share this journey and you tune in, hopefully you get something out of it. So we'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks again.